Hey yo, I think that's the right way to start it. Before we begin this Monday Night Raw review, obviously everyone has heard the unfortunate news at the beginning of Raw tonight. I'm sure everybody has mostly been watching the news since yesterday, but unfortunately Scott Hall has passed away at the age of 63. Known for many names, from either the bad guy or Razor Ramon. Basically over the weekend, and I didn't find out about this till yesterday because it was actually sent to me in a message by my friend Gerard. But Scott Hall had hip surgery. Apparently, I guess he fell and he had surgery throughout the weekend, and I guess there were complications during the surgery that caused a blood clot to open, which caused him to have 3 heart attacks and was put on life support then throughout the weekend. And, it was very, and like I said, everybody, I'm sure fans are all hoping for the best. And I'm just going by what the details of what I've seen mostly in the past 24 hours. But a lot of people were mostly sending their best wishes to Scott Hall from any wrestler, from any company, fan, whatever. Like I said, they were sending their best wishes. And I know very early in the morning that Kevin Nash did, right on his Instagram that his family would be taking him off life support once they had all gathered together at the hospital. And throughout the day, people were wondering what was going to happen. And, I didn't read till later on in the day that he had been taken off life support for a number of hours and he was still alive, though. And X Pac, I looked on Twitter because I had checked X Pac's Twitter. I know Dave Meltzer reported, and X Pac himself said it was accurate. So there was still, a chance, there was still some hope out there that Scott Hall would make it and everything. Because I'm sure everybody wanted him to make it. Okay, like we all did, and he, like I said, he was in the fight of his life. Okay, he was in like I said, the fight for his life, and we were all hoping for the best, and that it would be some type of positive outcome that would come from this. Because when I heard, like I said, when I heard they let like he was already off life support and like he's still alive, I'm like, okay, there's still a chance then. But basically, at the beginning of Raw, there was a memorial graphic for him, and I wasn't really sure if that was true or not. Because at first, like, well, it says he's still alive, but kind of like a minute or two later, X Pac had said he's gone. And like I said, I looked at Xbox Twitter because that was the most that was the news I was gonna believe if it came from him. If it came from him, I was gonna believe it. So it's very sad. It's very unfortunate. And listen, when I read it yesterday, even I kind of wondered, like, I hope he can beat this, but at the same time, it's like I don't know if he can beat this, and I kind of just have to accept the reality of it because listen, I wasn't around in the early days, especially Scott Hall's career. Especially I know he started in the AWA, and I wasn't around for Razor Ramon. Okay, like this is before I was even born. Okay, this was back in 1992 when Razor Ramon debuted. All right, I wasn't around during that time, but come on, we know about say hello to the back guy and the toothpick and just a lot. Come on, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10 ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. He became the undisputed Intercontinental Champion, holding both those belts. Don't get me wrong, I've done my research at the same time, even though I wasn't around. Now, to Scott, like I said, I went more for Razor Ramon, but I was mostly around for Scott Hall, NWO, like you saw with the T-shirt and whatnot. Okay, The Outsiders, him and Kevin Nash, 1996, invading WCW. You want a war? You got a war, and this is where I kind of got into wrestling at the time. Like I've always flipped channels between WCW and the WWF, and I always knew what the NWO was. Okay, and stuff. It's just I didn't know everything at the time. Like I said, I was always flipping channels. But come on, we all know about the NWO and how, like I said, it changed the business and whatnot. That's mostly kind of Scott Hall. I know, like I said, oh hey yo thing. Hey, let's all take a survey test here. How many of y'all came out here to see this guy over here, huh? How many of y'all came in for that black and white and see the NWO? Okay. Survey says survey test says the good guys win again. So that was all. I always thought that was hilarious when he did that. Like I said, the most time I really like I said even watched Scott Hall on TV was when they came back to the WWF, the NWO, Hogan, Hall, and Nash in 2002. Even though a lot of people said the NWO did fail at that time, I did watch him like I said, more at that time, no. And yes, he has flipped through many companies throughout the many years. We've seen, like I said, we've seen him in WCW. And I'm just going by the companies of history, AWA, I believe NWA, ECW that one time, especially coming out to the Fugees, Ready or Not. I've saw that clip so many times in the past. That's still one of the best entrances, even though that wasn't on TV. That is still a cool entrance to watch of, him coming out to the Fugees. TNA he has been in, Japan. Um, Scott's career is, like I said, has went through many different companies. And listen, we've known Scott Hall has had many problems throughout the year, especially with substance abuse and whatnot. We've seen Scott Hall at his worst. Like I've seen it. I can go back to the it was some indie show. It was like him and Just Incredible. I believe, and I know it was on that E60 documentary, and it was really bad. Okay, it was really, really bad. And like I said, we've seen Scott Hall at his worst, and he did go to DDP Yoga. Him and Jake Roberts. And I've said this many times in the past that he has saved both of these men's lives in general. And yeah, we know Scott Hall's fallen off the wagon, and even after DDP in the past few years and whatnot. But recently, it looked like he, basically was clean and nothing was really going on with him, and everything was good. Like I said, we've seen shoot interviews and stuff. Like just a lot of things with Scott Hall. Okay, it's a lot to explain. I'm trying to go off everything I really know, but yes, like I said, he's had problems throughout the years and stuff. But he has fought his demons and he beat his demons, and it's a very big accomplishment. And come on, going into the Hall of Fame, 2014 as Razor Ramon, and then going to the Hall of Fame last year with the NWO, becoming a two-time Hall of Famer. All the NWO came two-time Hall of Famer. Well, I guess the initial core, if you want to look at it, Hogan, Hall, and Nash, and X-Pac, they all became two-time Hall of Famers. So, Scott Hall just, like I said, guy's a two-time Hall of Famer. The last time I really even remember him even being on WWE television before that was actually on SmackDown before the whole pandemic hit, and the NWO was out there, talking about their Hall of Fame, even though they didn't go in year after due to the whole like I said, COVID and stuff. But they still ended up being in the Hall of Fame, and I even remember when they put Kevin Nash in the Hall of Fame, especially the whole WrestleMania 31, DX, NWO battling each other. That was just a great moment to see. Like it's a lot I could say about Scott Hall that, like I said, that I'm probably missing right now, or championship wins. Like I've already said, Intercontinental Champion, but Tag Team Champion. And I've said this before in the past. It amazes me that this guy never became a world champion, but he was just over as hell. Okay, just over in general. So, um, because like I said, just his whole presence was just cool. Like I said, everyone would tell you right now he's probably the coolest bad guy wrestler ever, right? That's why he was always known as the bad guy. Okay, the bad guy. Know what I mean, Chico? So yeah, that's just I just wanted to say a few things, and like I say, it really does suck. That we had to lose him. Um, today and whatnot. And like I said, we all were rooting, we all were hoping. Like I said, he was in a fight of his life, okay? And the fact, even still, he went that long, even without life support. And, that's why I didn't want to say rest in peace, like a lot of people did on Twitter earlier today, especially when Nash had said that. Like, until I hear confirmation, then I'll say that. But I'm like, he was still with us at the time, so I wasn't so quick to say RIP right from the get go, okay? But even also, I guess to add from this, we've seen wrestlers pay tribute to Scott Hall in general. And even not that long ago, or if you even see it on TV every other time, okay? We've seen wrestlers from Britt Baker wear her gear like Scott Hall, or I believe Raquel Gonzalez had the Razor Ramon type of gear at one of the NXT takeovers, or even the New Day. Not that long ago, they were dressed out there as the NWO Wolfpack, okay? Hall was not Hall, but Woods was dressed as Scott Hall, and Kofi was dressed as Kevin Nash. Like, I called him even Kofi Nash and Scott Woods out there. Like, come on, they even did the whole Hey Yo thing. Like, go back and look. They had the whole NWO logo, but they call it, NDR, New Day Rock. So they were almost kind of like dressing like the outsiders in a way. Okay. So I always thought that was pretty cool and funny at the same time. Like, they got the New Day dressed as the NWO out there. I said NWO Wolfpack or New Day Wolfpack. I kept calling them. Like, go back and look at some of my past videos not that long ago. Like, you can hear me talking about the New Day dressed as the NWO and stuff. But yeah, they were out there dressed as Hall and Nash. Okay, so there's many wrestlers that had some type of gear that was in tribute to Scott Hall many times. Because I said that I even said that a few months ago. Like, man, everybody wants to be the bad guy. I see. Because a lot of the wrestlers' gear were kind of tribute to Hall, okay? But it's many matches and and moments to really still go over. Like I already went through the ladder match. One thing I always thought that was funny on WCW. You can go look this up. It's online when it was when Kevin Nash and Scott Outsiders they went against porn stars. I always thought that shit was hilarious. They were over as fucking that crowd though. I think it was Phoenix, but they were like super over. Okay, so like it's just a lot of funny moments you could just put from them or anything they did on TV or the beer being thrown at the head and he just slicks the hair back and just still plays it off cool or the cattle prod Goldberg just Hall with that like it's many things I can name or coming back to TNA in about 2010 and the Wolfpack was back together again and um I don't know man like it's a lot of things that you can name like it's a lot of moments you can name from Scott Hall from either WCW or the WWE or TNA, ECW. Like I've already said before, the list goes on. Okay, the list goes on. So it's like I said, I could spend probably more time talking on this, but I'm just like I said, this is all going in a way to top off my head and initial thoughts to everything. Okay, but that just one thing, just a few things I've just seen all day online and tributes that have been put in and stuff about Scott Hall, okay? But it's crazy thing. And honestly, if it was up to me, I would have played the Fugees first or even the whole NWO thing, but then I probably would get copyrighted then if I played that music, okay? But yeah, man, it's we really did lose a good one. It's a very sad day in the world of professional wrestling. All right, we like I said, we lost we lost a big name. Like we really did. All right. So it's like he said, hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. All right. So if you out there, Chico, get yourself a razor. Go to the Rock House. Ready or not, here I come. Cause when you in the Wolf Pack, you in it for life. All right. So yeah, man. NWO. Right there, man. It's all right there, all right? So I just had to say a few things about all this. Like I said, I know it's been going on all day, but I had to speak my piece on it. So I just wanted to it was just best we kick it off talking about Scott Hall. So like I said before, we lost a good one. But as we get into Monday Night Raw tonight, Jacksonville, Florida. Some would say AEW country, but I yeah AEW country. But yeah, Raw was here tonight, and the Cody watch begins. Will Cody Rhodes show up on WWE television tonight? But we do kick it off with Kevin Owens. Um, Kevin Owens started off saying, "Hey yo." Basically talked about WrestleMania then. He talked about Stone Cold being on his show. soon enough that no one would be saying, oh, hell yeah. By the end of this segment, they'd be saying, oh, hell no. And he's going to beat the hell out of Stone Cold when he gets to WrestleMania on his talk show. He ended up hitting a stunner in on the cameraman, which flew in the air, by the way. So he basically killed the cameraman out there. A cameraman and stuff. But yeah. That was kind of funny. He did that stunner. But yeah, Owens still calling him out. They then went to Finn Balor versus Damien Priest, a non-title match. Austin Theory was on commentary, basically talking about Pat McAfee. Not much to say from this. Theory got involved. Priest picked the win. Don't agree with champions losing clean on TV in a way, but obviously that's going to lead into a match at WrestleMania. But yeah, Priest beat Finn Balor right here, so obviously he's got to get a title match, right? Right after that, Seth Rollins in the back as they asked him what is he going to do for WrestleMania since Kevin Owens now has his shot in the WrestleMania. What will he do now to get in? That'll probably be found out later. Almost went against Commander Aziz. I don't know why people thought this was going to be built into an angle. This match honestly was whatever at the same time. Almost basically suplexed Aziz out there, and he hit him with his, choke bomb finisher. I don't have really much to say about this, but yeah, almost won. So what do they have planned for him at WrestleMania? I have no idea, okay? But obviously, this is just to make him look strong going into Mania. Kevin Owens in the back talking to Seth. Listen, man, you got to help. We can come up with something together, man. We can get something for WrestleMania. Okay, we're gonna do something. All right, come on. We can do something. But Rollins didn't like what he was saying. But Rollins said, "Hey, a light bulb just went off." He basically listen. He just started smiling and he walked off. So obviously Seth Rollins had a plan for later on tonight. Next, Liv Morgan went against Zelina Vega out there. I don't have much to say about this other than Ripley chasing Carmella. And she ended up running to Corey Graves as Zelina, just like Friday, just was all pissed off. Like, stop paying attention. No, I'm sorry, last Monday. Stop paying attention to Corey Graves. And Liv Morgan ended up hitting her finisher onto Vega for the win. So, um, you know, Carmella more focused on Corey Graves than paying attention to the match itself or helping Zelina Vega. Seth Rollins was out there next. Basically said he has a plan to get himself into WrestleMania, and he thought all hope was lost, but now he has a chance. And he wanted Kevin Owens to come out so he could explain this to him. Okay, so here's the plan. This is how he's gonna get into WrestleMania. All right, Rollins think I can bring back the Rollins report. We can have Austin on there too, but Owens says, listen, man, you can't just have a talk show. I'm already doing this. All right. And there can only be one talk show at WrestleMania. So Rollins ended up challenging Kevin Owens, and whoever wins, they will get to host the show and have Stone Cold on whatever talk show they do at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens told him no. Owens basically said, "This is my idea. Go get your own idea." But Sonya Deville came up and said, "I like this idea. So tonight, both of you will face each other. Whoever wins will get to host the talk show at WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin." So Owens is pissed off as Seth Rollins liked what was going on. I'm sure people are going to wonder, when is Cody Rhodes showing up? Because the whole rumor is about what's Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. So like I said, the Cody watch continues throughout the night, folks. What else did they have on here? The Mysterios went against the Hurt Business. Miz and Logan Paul were on commentary. It's kind of funny also in Jacksonville. They got to make sure they don't talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? Because remember, that's owned by the AEW owner, Tony Khan there. So they got to make sure they don't talk about that. But, the Mysterios ended up beating the Hurt Business. Miz and Logan Paul got in the ring and started beating them up then. Ray was able to counter out of them. They ended up trying to do a double 619 onto Logan Paul, but Miz ended up pulling them out of the way. So, that match is still coming up for WrestleMania. Next, they also announced Charmelle being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Listen, it's not a lot to say about Charmelle going in. The only thing I can really name, just in general for Charmelle, is just being either Booker T's manager and saying King Booker a lot. And she was in WCW, but that was kind of like towards the end when she was Paisley, I believe. that was her name in WCW, but that didn't really last long because WCW ended up going out of business. And I believe she was one of the Nitro girls, if I'm not mistaken. May have to look that back up again, but I believe she was one of the Nitro girls. And I'm not gonna count TNA because we all know she had one of the worst matches in TNA against Jenna Maraska. Go look it up. That's Botchamania royalty right there. Charmelle's a manager, so it is what it is. Listen, we let people in the Hall of Fame that don't make sense anyways. Then again, there's managers we haven't let in the Hall of Fame yet, okay? It's like a lot of people said they haven't even put fucking Miss Elizabeth in there, and they already got Macho Man in there. They already got Macho Man in there, so why not put her in there? And I guess, hey, Booker T's already in, so we'll put Charmelle in. So I don't really have much to say about it. They just let anybody in this Hall of Fame at this point, and you can't really take it seriously in general. You always have to take it with a grain of salt. It's like with Vader going in. Like, hey, it's cool Vader went in, but Vader should have been in there like 4 or 5 years ago when he was still alive, okay? I don't know. It's like somebody told me WWE does this strange thing where they wait till you're dead and then they'll put you in. Or if you're like Vince's guys, you'll immediately go in if you're one of Vince's guys, okay? But if you're not in that kind of, I guess, circle or whatever, um, they'll probably wait till you're dead for some reason. So, good for Charmelle. I'm sure Booker T will induct his wife. I'm gonna assume, but it's not a lot I can really name what Charmelle did in the WWE, but just be Booker T's manager. That's kind of it. That's all it is. Like I don't know nothing else, but it's like a lot of people said before, they've let other people in this Hall of Fame in for less, okay? They put the Bella Twins in the Hall of Fame. What does that tell you? Even Tori Wilson has a little bit more accomplishments than the fucking Bella Twins, but there's people that I'm sure that, do deserve to go in there they haven't put in. They still put fucking China in the Hall of Fame, okay? DX-wise, yeah, but individually, no. And I'm sure there's probably more people, but I personally believe they're running out of people in a way, but I could be wrong about that. But Charmelle going in, going in the Hall of Fame, it's whatever. Like I don't really got much to say about it. I just kind of wondered what else did she really do. I'm not gonna get mad like a lot of other people and about her going in the Hall of Fame, but I can understand why people says why are we just letting anybody in the Hall of Fame? But I'm like, it is what it is. So I'm like, good for her. And like some people have said, she's like what the second black woman to go into the Hall of Fame. So it's cool. Hey, it's not a lot I can name what she did, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm not really gonna sit here and get mad about it. So good for her. Um, Next, Edge came out with new entrance music. I believe it was still done by Alter Bridge, but now he has some new music. It was still saying, "You think you know me? You never did." He still has the blue light thing. Basically like he's Undertaker out there talking during his promos. Basically he's in the ring, saying he's the benchmark of WWE, and basically told the fans that this is what he's become now, and that you all need to understand that he's better than the fans, and he's better than everybody in this whole industry. Okay, and that these fans that matter to him. And the problem is that he took his eyes off the prize and blamed the fans for Orton injuring his triceps, or Seth Rollins breaking into his house, or Roman Reigns stacking him at WrestleMania for the pin. And Edge said, AJ Styles, he said, gotta leave that Edge in the dust, basically. But Edge said, Edge has said that, the old Edge, he's dead. Okay, he's dead. He said he won't be judged by the fans, anybody in the locker room, or even AJ Styles. You know, um, it's a big if AJ can make it to WrestleMania, as he said, because if he makes it to WrestleMania, it'd be two generational talents. Will be standing on the grandest stage of them all, and AJ Styles will be judged. So good promo by Edge. I still don't get why they got him like Undertaker out there for some reason with the blue light, but hey, he's got new theme music too. So there you go. Bianca Belair went against Dewdrop. Nikki Ash was out there. Um, listen, man, we've seen Bianca versus Doudrop, and listen, the KOD thing on Doudrop is very impressive. And the crowd loves it every time. But I've seen it like 3, 4 times now, and I swear I've seen it like a week ago or two. Also, okay, it's cool, but when you overdo it, it starts to become a little bit less impressive in a way. It still looks impressive, it really is, but don't do it back to back every other week, okay? Like you're gonna kind of kill the whole presence behind it. Then, like it looks impressive, it pops the crowd, but you don't got to do it almost every other week, okay? Like, we've seen it enough. And I wouldn't say we've seen it enough, but we just saw like a week or two ago. It's against Dewdrop again. So it looks cool. It's impressive, but, don't overdo it. But after Bianca won, Becky Lynch ended up attacking her, taking a chair and slamming, I guess, her neck and trying to, like, pulling her braid into the ring post and even saying, next week, it's your braid, bitch. So I don't know if she's trying to cut off Bianca's braid since she blames the braid for the marks she got a couple weeks ago from her. But, you know, I guess that's what she said she's coming for next week. But, simple and effective attack by Becky onto Bianca out there. Veer, he's still coming to Raw. When will he ever get there? Um, RK Bro in the ring, I guess, for this big celebration. Orton said this will be his 18th WrestleMania appearance, and it'll be the first time he goes in as a tag team champion. And he says Matt Riddle is his friend, and Riddle did throw a party for him last time, but so Orton returned the favor. And he's not a party planner exactly, but he tried to do what would count. And Riddle said it's one of the coolest nights in his career right now. And he wondered if Orton got the popcorn, for that going place in Jacksonville. And, he says for the concession stand. And then, Riddle, he got some gum and everything. And Orton says, I like gum also, but he got him a gift also. It was in a little bag. Until the Street Profits came out saying, listen, man, we want to shot those tag titles. And we go celebrate. We congratulate y'all, but we ain't here to party, okay? We want to shot those tag team titles. And we beat y'all a couple weeks ago. So now we want our shot at WrestleMania. But Orton says, you don't have any idea, what we did to get those titles back and jump through hoops and do a whole spelling bee and stuff. Orton says, we'll eat a popcorn, but, the answer is going to be no. Montez Ford said, we ain't asking for this, man. We telling you, we facing you at WrestleMania. But Orton says, y'all better turn around right now. I'm going to tell them voice in my head. You're going to make you wish you leave. But Riddle, tried to, I guess, keep the peace in a way. And he said that the Prophets made a good point because, they did beat us in a match. So we got to face somebody at WrestleMania. But Orton says, you're lucky Riddle's here and he's cool about this because, they accept, say we will accept the challenge, all right? But Montez Ford said, all right, good. So until next time, maybe y'all can throw a party that ain't ass, all right? But Riddle tried to stop him and say, hey, man, don't disrespect Randy like that, man. He worked hard on this party. And so I thought y'all was cool, all right? And he said, how about we don't wait till WrestleMania? And Dawkins says, hey, this is what you want, huh? This is what you want to do? You want to go against Tez right now? And, they try to do their whole catchphrase, the smoke. But Orton says, no, we ain't doing that. We're going to take you out with the most 3 destructive letters in the WWE, and that's, RK Bro. So, good promo, I will say, from both teams, but obviously it's got to lead into a tag team match at WrestleMania and stuff. So the Profits at least showing some edge out there in a way, and that being just goofy all the time. But Matt Riddle went against Montez Ford. Ended up being a DQ finish due to Alpha Academy coming out and attacking everybody and taking them out. So I guess they're still going to be involved in the tag team hunt or try to get their rematch back. So we'll see what goes on from there. But in the main event, we did get Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. A very good match. A very enjoyable match, all right? And I'm sure people really thought Cody Rhodes was going to show up or something was going to happen. But Kevin Owens ended up getting the win. After, dodging the curb stomp, he ended up getting the stunner onto Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens won. So he will continue and go into WrestleMania to host with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm sure a lot of people really thought Cody Rhodes was going to show up at the end of this show. I was going to also do it due to it being Jacksonville, how fitting that would be. But obviously, I think they're gonna wait till the night after WrestleMania or the night of WrestleMania, because who else is gonna face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? Seth Rollins to have a match at WrestleMania. Could Cody show up next week? I don't know. Could he show up before WrestleMania? I don't know. Could he show up the night after WrestleMania? Could he show up at WrestleMania? We don't know when Cody Rhodes is gonna show up, but the rumor mill is very strong on him coming in very soon. So who will Seth Rollins face at WrestleMania? We don't know, but I'm sure a lot of signs are going to all point to Cody Rhodes going in. All right. Um, Other than that, though, this was, like I said, a review of Raw. Raw, I thought was okay. Wasn't bad. Like I said, more build into WrestleMania and stuff, especially with the Owens and Rollins thing, and people thinking that Cody Rhodes is going to be involved in all this tonight. Um, like I said, just setting up matches, RK Bro in them. Um, who else? I'm trying to remember, like Bianca and Becky still continuing their thing. Like I said, it's a lot going on this show leading to WrestleMania. Okay, so at least they got a lot of stuff, built up or happening and whatnot. But other than that though, and I will say they did do a video package for Scott Hall. I know a lot of people didn't think it was the best video package out there, but let's be honest, they only had a short amount of time to work with this. Come on, we just found about his death literally right at the beginning of the show, or maybe they already did have this made. I'm not really sure, and I think it was just the same video package from the Hall of Fame when he went in there a few years ago, back in 2014. So, they could only work with so much for a very short amount of time. Okay, but other than that, though, this is my review of Raw. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodieKnight890. Tell me what you think about this show, especially going to WrestleMania. Did you think Cody Rhodes was going to show up tonight, or anything? Like, what was Rhodes gonna show up tonight? Was he gonna pop up? Did he think he's gonna show up the night after WrestleMania? I don't know. Okay, nobody knows. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, like I already said, comment, subscribe, Twitter, HoodieKnight890. Like I said, rest in peace, Scott Hall, and just condolences to friends, family, fans, everybody out there. I guess that was just been affected by this fortunate death all day. Okay, and like I said, it's probably many names we can go from. To click all that stuff. But yeah, man, like I said at the beginning of this video, rest in peace, Scott Hall, man. We lost a good one. Like I said, we lost an original member of the NWO, one of the founders. That is crazy. That is just, I'll say as far as I go. It's almost like, and I know I probably should have said this at the beginning, but it's like one of those deaths. Like, it's almost hard to believe in a way. I don't know why. It's one of those deaths that it's just hard to really believe. It really is, and we were all hoping for that 2 count to happen. So it's crazy. Like, it's still. I'm not gonna lie. It still kind of blows my mind in a way. It really does. So, um, yeah. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. I will see you tomorrow night for NXT review. I'm out. And peace. That's one for the bad guy. I'm out. Too sweet.